Okay, hello. Sunday videos are me sitting on my bathtub in the bathroom, locked in my room because my family's all home on Sundays and it's loud. So I'm hiding myself in the bathroom for a few minutes to make a video today. Today's topic was something I was thinking about earlier today and kind of in the last couple of days. I've had these moments of just like, I guess I've recognized them more lately, but of just like true joy. It's like I'm sure you've all experienced it before at some point in your life of that feeling that you just like want to just like freeze, right? It's just like I hope I never forget this moment. And it's just like the simple things. Like nothing crazy or exciting has happened in the last few days other than just hanging out with my family, really honestly. Um, but just I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't have to be any kind of big event or cost money or be something that I had to, work hard to have just as like there. I don't know if any of you can relate listening to this. Just what is joy to you? Because that's kind of what I've been thinking about the last couple of days. And I guess I'm more aware of it since recovering because I didn't feel it very often. I felt like if I was experiencing something that was like exciting or that brought me what I felt like was joy, it didn't really feel like joy because I felt like I had to work so hard for it. So, an example of that would be like, let's say I'm going out to dinner with my family and my siblings and parents, like a big, huge, fun birthday gathering or something. And like that should bring you joy, right? And maybe it would appear as though it was bringing me joy, but it was like no one knew what I had to do leading up to that birthday dinner. No one knew, that I had to get up early to make sure I got my workout in and then not sit down all the way up until dinner time so I could allow myself that time to sit down. And I had to, be very careful with what I ate. Maybe I skipped lunch that day. Was leading up to it. I was so anxious and had looked up the menu already. And like, there's just so much like work behind that. So I felt like I could like deserve to go and enjoy a meal out, that it like took away from the joy. And I just realized that it's really nice not having to do any of that. It's really nice just like being with my family and deciding that we want to go get lunch while we're out and about and be able to do that and not have to have planned ahead or freak out if someone suggests it. Like it's the little things. We've been doing a bit of shopping since our basement finished, and so we were out doing that yesterday with all the kids, and everyone was just, it was one of those days, and trust me, this is few and far between where everyone's just in a good mood and like going with the flow. But it was one of those days where everyone was just like really fun and happy to be around and pleasant. And we were not doing the most fun things, but the kids seemed to have pretty decent attitudes about it. And Zach was in a good mood, and I seemed to be in a good mood. And it was just like, and Hazel was just being so cute, and we were all laughing at her. And it was just like one of those several moments throughout the day yesterday. I just felt that joy and that gratitude that I can actually just be in the moments, like these very, very simple moments. Um, and so I just kind of wanted to talk about like the difference between these fast, fleeting feel goods versus true joy. So the things that brought me what I thought was happiness when I was still sick were these fleeting feel goods. So examples of those would be like getting a compliment about, how fit I am or how lean I am. That would be something that would kind of keep me going and stuck in my eating disorder and make everything that I was sacrificing in my life worth it because of that little feel good. Another feel good would be trying on pants and having them feel looser. That would really make me happy that day, right? What I felt like was happy. But then what would happen is I would feel like I became a bit paranoid or like very, very, very scared, feeling very threatened that what if my body changes now? Because this feeling that I've had in these baggier pants, I just can never let go of, right? Like that became my everything. And every choice I made throughout the day was dependent on making sure that those pants stayed loose on me and waking up in the morning making sure that they were still loose and maybe looser. Another difference I thought between these fleeting feel goods and joy was like the fleeting feel goods when you have an eating disorder, you have to kind of keep upping the ante, right? So it's like you get a compliment, once in a while, and then you're expecting compliments every time you see someone. Your pants feel loose, but then if they're getting looser, then you feel like you're failing. Some other fleeting feel goods in uh, an eating disorder, I'm trying to think. Oh, this is one for sure for me. Walking out of the gym after a really long, hard workout. I got this overwhelming sense of just like, calm, and it just felt so good to know I was done with that until the next day, right? So it was like that, like fleeting feel good, but then get right back at it. You always had to work so hard for those moments, and they never really lasted, and they never were anything even close to what I've explained prior, what joy feels like to me now. So as you're listening to this video, maybe just think, are you living off of fleeting feel goods? Are you getting from one day to the next, just holding on to those little moments of, okay, I'm okay. I look okay in my body. My body checks all passed. Okay, I'm okay because I didn't eat this when everyone else was eating it. Okay, I'm okay because everyone thinks I'm the leanest person they've ever met. Okay, I'm okay. Those are all fleeting feel goods. Those don't bring you joy in life. Now, if you're listening to this and you're going, well, that's all nice and great, Becky, but I don't have a family, or I don't, have close friends or anyone to like experience these joyful moments. And it's like, well, part of that could be that the eating disorder has kept you away. And I'm not saying this is across the board the case, but consider it for yourself. Has the eating disorder perhaps distanced you from people or prevented you from making those relationships that can bring you joy, or those moments that can bring you joy? Sometimes joy is just waking up, 10 a.m. on a Saturday, sleeping in and bringing, some snacks in bed and reading a book. Like that could bring you joy. You can be by yourself and experience joy. Sometimes joy could be sitting in nature and just enjoying this beautiful earth that we live in. So it doesn't have to necessarily be what I've explained, but something you didn't have to work so hard for, punish yourself to be able to experience, and then have this very like fleeting feeling. So hopefully I've explained this somewhat decently. Hopefully you're following me. The difference between the fleeting feel goods and then true joy. So when you fully recover, or as you're going through recovery, even with my clients, I see they start experiencing these little glimmers of light, these little like, I feel like a human that like experienced something, right? I feel, oh my gosh, that felt really good. What goes along with that though, when you fully recover, and this will be more so for another video, but just to highlight here real quick, is you'll feel more in general when you recover, right? So you're going to feel the highs, you're going to feel those joyful moments, but you also feel sadness, right? And you probably feel it more intense than you did when you were sick, because when you're sick, you're kind of on a flat line, right? It's just kind of like, at least for me, this is my own personal experience. And for many clients, that will explain how it feels for them too, is just kind of numb, right? You're just kind of like, you don't feel a lot of low lows and you don't really feel a lot of high highs. I can promise you, with every fiber in my being, it is so much better. It's so much better to feel the extreme emotions, because those moments of joy that I've had the last few days that are just kind of on the top forefront of my mind are worth the days when I just feel really sad or overwhelmed or frustrated about something. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. So let's get rid of the fleeting feel goods. Let's stop, you know, living for those, and start really trying to aspire to experiencing joy. And with joy comes heartache, right? But at least we're living. So that's my little speech, my little spiel today. And I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.